afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. You know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. But I'm not scared of being the competition. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. All of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my in front of all my people at my agency. I told him no, what y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian, but in my face, no, no, no.
Be gay in Hollywood, you never expected. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that damn long. I'm excited in a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking in all the damn rooms, and you around and look in the wrong room and
Katt Williams is back in the kitchen, and this tea is scorching hot, y'all. Guys, this time Katt is not beating around the bush. He's straight up saying what we've been suspecting for months. Get this, Diddy allegedly put a hit out on Ali Carter. And why now? Because that federal trial is just weeks away and Diddy's getting real desperate to keep those skeletons locked up tight. Now peep this, Ali Carter has been a ghost lately. Like poof, vanished into thin air. Some folks are saying she's in witness protection, others think she just dipped off the grid after all that harassment and stalking she was getting online. But here's the thing, Katt is basically confirming that her life is in real danger. And listen, if you know how Katt moves, he doesn't just run his mouth for clout. When he speaks, it's because he knows something, period. And what he's saying now, it's sounding like Diddy's willing to take this to the grave, literally. Man, it's getting way too real out here. So join me today as we try and make sense of all this drama and answer some of the biggest questions people have right now. Is Ali gonna make it to court, or is the industry about to pull another cover-up? Y'all better stay locked in because this story is about to get wild.
Everything is controlled and regulated.
You think there's ever ways where we can get to the control room and see who's controlling, or you think that's all?
We're past that. We're past that. But we don't protect the whistleblower, right? We don't honor the scout that would tell us who it is. Matter of fact, when they get him, we're gonna go, oh, I could have told you that was gonna happen. They're telling too much truth.
Now, if you're thinking Ali Carter is just some random chick chasing clicks, then think again. Ali has been risking her whole life to expose some of the darkest, nastiest secrets buried deep inside Hollywood's underbelly. Ali's the same one who went viral last year, blowing the lid off the whole Holly Weird scandal. She didn't just come for Diddy, she named names and aired out a whole lineup of elites, accusing them of doing unthinkable things, and yes, even to youngins, Ali sugarcoated nothing, y'all. She came forward saying she was trafficked through underground tunnels beneath big-name celebrity mansions, dragged to those so-called secret parties at places like the Playboy Mansion, and forced to witness and sometimes participate in rituals. And here's the part that'll make your stomach turn. She said she was just a youngin' herself when all this was happening, not even old enough to understand the twisted things she was being thrown into. So nah, Ali ain't just telling tall tales for clout. This woman's been putting real receipts, real trauma, and real targets on her back. And now, if what Katt Williams is saying is true, the people she exposed are pulling every string they got to keep her quiet forever. Y'all, when I tell you the stuff Ali Carter exposed is straight out of a horror movie, I'm talking containers, coded messages, underground bunkers, CPS workers in on it, celebrities pulling major strings, a whole trafficking ring moving right under everybody's nose while the world stayed blind. And guess what? When she tried to scream for help back then, nobody listened. Not the cops, not the media, not even CPS. But now, the world's finally waking up. This is where Katt Williams slides into the picture, as he is now allegedly also trying to show the whole world the truth. You see, Katt's been dropping breadcrumbs about this Hollywood demonic mess for years. He's the one who warned us about the rituals, the silence culture, the price of fame. And remember when he said he ain't never partying with Diddy?
Turn down $50 million. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Guys, people all over Hollywood clowned him back then, like he was being extra. But now, he was dropping major hints. And now, looking at what Ali's saying, And what Katt's been saying, it's all starting to click. Ritualis, creep ceremonies, underground trafficking, hidden symbols, even the whole obsession with calling celebrities the GOAT. Katt spilt that even that ain't innocent. It's allegedly tied to the Baphomet agenda.
The earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender.
So next time you hear somebody get called the GOAT, might want to look a little deeper because according to Katt, it's bigger than talent. It's about control, worship, and spiritual warfare. And if you think this is wild, we just getting started, because the rabbit hole goes way deeper than you think. Now, it's no surprise now that Katt Williams and Ali Carter's stories are starting to connect because the receipts are matching up a little too well. And the craziest part? Word on the street is Ali Carter might be called to testify at Diddy's federal trial. And if she gets up on that stand, Diddy is done. Now, according to sources, Diddy's not just scared, he is in a full-blown panic. He's allegedly trying to erase Ali completely, if you know what I mean. Y'all remember that wild story about Diddy sending pizza-coded messages from behind bars, allegedly using burner phones, commissary notes, and anything he could get his hands on to sneak orders out the prison walls? Word on the street is that once Diddy found out Ali might be dragged into the case, he had a huge crash out and tried to shut it down. Now, can you guess what happened right after? Ali Carter seemingly vanished. She hasn't posted anything in weeks. It's like she just dropped off the face of the earth. Before disappearing, she said her home was vandalized, she was being stalked, and folks were breaking in just to scare her. She even went live once, saying she's sleeping with one eye open because she's terrified someone's coming for her. And listen, with Diddy's alleged money, power, and secret connections, it's not hard to believe he could pull strings to keep her silent, especially when taking Ali out means one less witness ready to bring him down. But wait, it's not just Diddy that Ali allegedly has in a panic. The word is that other big-name celebrities are putting serious pressure on him behind the scenes. Because if Ali testifies, she's not just snitching on Diddy. She's threatening to expose the entire dark web of Hollywood's elite. And y'all, one of the names Ali dropped already is none other than Denzel Washington. Yup, you heard me correctly. She claimed Denzel was at those Diddy parties, the ones with the rituals, the tunnels, the special guests, and she's not out here just clout chasing. She's saying he was deep in that inner circle, either looking the other way or worse. Now, even if half of this is true, Hollywood is about to shake like never before once Diddy's trial begins. Now y'all better brace yourselves because this next part had the internet in absolute shambles. If you thought Diddy and Denzel being exposed was crazy, when Ali Carter dropped Oprah's name, the whole internet almost shut down. You see, Oprah's always had that wholesome America's auntie image, right? But according to Ali, that image is a whole facade. Ali's claiming Oprah allegedly helped deliver youngins to those elite Hollywood parties. The same parties where Ali alleges unspeakable things were done to her. And Ali didn't stop there. She linked it back to Oprah's all-girls school in South Africa, claiming that a bunch of those girls have mysteriously gone missing with zero trace.
Trial of a former dormitory matron charged with abusing 6 students at Oprah Winfrey School for Girls in South Africa is resuming. Prosecutors say former dorm matron Tina Virginia Makopo tried to kiss and fondle the girls. She's also accused of kicking and hitting some of them. Makopo pleaded innocent to 14 charges of indecent assault, and criminal injury in South Africa.
Let's pause and unpack that real quick. Remember when Dave Chappelle tried to warn everybody?
Everybody calls me crazy. You know, I mean, it was
people,
just...
You're hearing on the news things like he's gone crazy, which never sounded, that doesn't sound right, you know? And
Well, you know, maybe I know stuff people don't want me to talk about. So
Right.
we're going to what other people believe, so they'll call me crazy. But it was a weird thing to get called crazy. At first it was scary, and then now I feel like it's liberating. Like, I feel free, like I can just say what I want to do what I want. They already call me crazy.
He spoke about the humiliation rituals, how Hollywood strips people down and labels them as crazy when they start speaking the truth. And when Dave went on Oprah's show, instead of backing him up, Oprah challenged him.
It's completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When I saw-
When you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see it before. Look at Mariah Carey. Made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence pushes through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time of their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No,
No.
not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress.
Now, some folks are now connecting those dots, saying Oprah's reaction wasn't just about ratings. She was sending a message. Stay quiet. You're not supposed to talk about this.
But Dave Chappelle was decapitated in front of us. And until we deal with that, until we deal with the fact that a devout Muslim who doesn't eat bacon was accused of being a crackhead, until we establish the fact that they said that he went to Africa to smoke cocaine when we know they don't have running water and food over there, when they don't have paved roads over there. You saying he flew past Chicago and Miami and LA and New York and Detroit. You saying he went past Cleveland and Fort Pierce, Florida, and he went past Okeechobee and Oakland. You saying he went to another country where they're not eating?
Right.
You talking about somebody who has a wife and children, 5 children, and lives on a farm, doesn't live here in Hollywood. You saying you convince people that person was an insane crackhead? And he hasn't been on movies and TV for 8 years? Is that correct? Okay, then don't tell me about what you want to tell me about. I just watched you decapitate the king in front of me.
So now with Ali naming Oprah, fans are connecting the school, the missing girls, the industry parties, and it's looking really grimy. If Ali Carter's been MIA lately, and big dogs like Diddy, Oprah, and others are allegedly trying to silence her, that means sis knows too much. Too many faces, too many dirty secrets, too many receipts. And she's one of the only ones brave enough to survive it and speak up. Katt Williams basically confirmed what the street's been whispering. Ali Carter is dangerous to their whole operation. Not because she's rich, not because she's famous, but because she remembers, and if she gets called to that stand, it's game over. Not just for Diddy, but for everybody tied to those underground parties. And you want to know the wildest part of this whole thing? Nobody even knows where Ali is right now. Some sources swear she's tucked away in witness protection. Others are saying she's hiding out overseas with the help of underground journalists and survivor networks. Wherever she is, she better stay safe. Because word on the street is that Hollywood's cleanup crew is real. And nah, we're not talking about PR teams and damage control. We're talking about rumored enforcers, the ones who allegedly make problems disappear, the ones who silence the survivors who talk too much. Insiders say this tactic is part of a long-running Hollywood playbook: intimidate, harass, discredit, and finally, eliminate. And if you think this sounds far-fetched, just remember names like Isaac Kappy, Aaron Carter, Britney Spears before the conservatorship walls cracked. Even Katt Williams got blackballed, smeared, and called crazy. It's giving ritual disappearance vibes. And we've seen this movie before. And y'all, it gets even messier. Since Katt started backing Ali up, other survivors have been sliding out of the shadows. Y'all, this is way deeper than just celebrity drama. This is exposing a whole system. And if Ali Carter really makes it to that courtroom, Hollywood might never recover from the receipts she's sitting on. Stay tapped in, because things are about to get insane. Ali is about to blow this whole thing wide open. Anyways, what do y'all think? Is the Hollywood machine panicking because the truth is finally cracking through? Let me know your opinions in the comments. And don't forget to check out our other videos to ensure you are all up to date with all the latest tea. Till next time, bye.